quick brush up of what we did last time. So we started with the sound. Sound is an energy, how it travels. It has three components basically: intensity, frequency, and duration. Duration is what my problem is, because if it stays in the surround for a longer time, it generally creates issues with the sound quality of the area. Okay? So then we studied what are the normal levels of the sound a human ear can be comfortable with, which are the uncomfortable kind of sound. So 60 decibel tak, the human ear is good enough to handle. Sounds above 120 begins to thoda sa uncomfortable. So 60 plus 70, 80 bhi, it's fine. Okay. It's on a higher side, but theek hai. Beyond 130, it's considered as a pain. You can actually feel the vibrations in your ears, and you can actually, people have complained about having ear pains. Okay, so that is the effect of sound on people. And then we studied the Sabine formula. Sabine formula is nothing but a calculation for reverberation time. Reverberation time is, the definition is the amount of time the sound stays in a surround, okay, or in a place, is known as a reverberation time. Lesser the better, but then that is not the thing. Okay, so then we studied different kinds of reverberation time required for different kind of spaces. So say for example, if I'm talking about dead spaces where the reverberation time is very, very low, meaning immediately the sound is absorbed, there is no kind of this thing, it like kind of creates a deadness, okay, of the sound. That kind of scenario is generally opted or preferred, where people have to lecture, or generally speaking are required. Okay, so conversation rooms, conference rooms, lecture rooms, you will go for dead spaces. And higher reverberation, we call it as a live spaces, okay, are generally for music, opera, or anything to do with music, where there are 100 musicians there with different kind of frequencies being played, different kinds of sounds, and every sound is trying to talk to you saying, hear me please. And in such a say, they need live space, they don't want dead space there. And for the live space and the dead space, the next diagram talks about is what is the time duration. So 0 to 1 is considered as a dead space, that is 0 to 1 is seconds I'm talking about, okay, not minutes. It is 0 to 1 is second, that is my dead space. 1.5 RT is considered as a middle space, okay, where it's called as a mix use, okay, so where sometimes there can be a musical program, where sometime it can be a debate, sometime it could be annual functions where a lot of dignitaries will come and talk. So it's a mix kind of a space where it will be 1 to 2 mix use. And then from 2 to 3, generally it varies only for musical kind of a thing. Then we did what is the reverberation time, is the persistence of a sound after the sound is produced, okay, in the atmosphere. Again, what are the different levels of this thing? Comfortable, good, too dead, good, fair, kind of evaluation of the sound we did. Coming to then how the sound gets in the surround. So we did about reflection, diffusion, and absorption. So reflection is generally where I want my sound to reach along with my direct sound to the person who's sitting far off. People sitting in front are happy because they can hear my direct sound and they are okay. My problem is, and their problem is, that they're sitting away from the stage, they're sitting away from the speaker, and my sound probably is not having that kind of intensity or that kind of energy for it to reach that space. Okay, the distance is far. So in such a scenario, what I do is, when I speak, the reflections take care that they are energized by hitting it. Okay, the my sound, even if it is of a low intensity, plus the the reflected sound, when together they reach, it reaches the same decibel, and so that's how they are able to hear. So ideally, when I say this, that means my reflection has to be as much as near to the stage, so that immediately sound gets reflected and it goes back. So on a thumb basis rule, since there are these three things, reflection, diffusion, absorption, we studied that, or we talked about it. Okay, the first 1/3 area ideally should be all about reflection. That's why the ceiling near the stage is having this amazing muralish kind of an effect. The side walls have very good effect. It works two ways. Okay, first, aesthetically it becomes very pleasing because you are sitting in the audience and you are seeing the stage, but not only the stage, also the surround of it, where you see the murals hanging from the top and you have something on the side walls. which kind of dignifies, or maybe you can say make the stage very grand. So that's one effect. The second, basically the main functional part of the entire design is it's a reflective surface. And so it helps in reflecting the sound and making people hear the sound. Diffusion helps in making the space live, okay? Because if I have only directed sound, there will be an issue. There will be an issue in the sense that people might not be able to hear me at some time because the sound is not able to reach there. But when I diffuse, sound will reach everywhere. Because what is diffusion? When I reflect or when I speak, when my when my voice travels in a circle and it hits any regular surface, the voice gets diffused and it travels, okay? It travels in any direction, as you see in the diagram. And then finally, we have the absorption, where any extra sound which is there, which is taking control of RT, okay? So if there is more sound, my absorption will be taking care of that. Now, how much you will keep reflection, how much will you keep diffusion, and how much will you keep absorption is that formula of RT, where we say it's 0.16 V upon summation of area. Remember that formula where we had a big discussion of what is summation of area. So in that, we discussed, some people might say, okay, I have so many new materials in the market and I'm excited to use all of them, and I'm going to make a lovely mural out of it using different textures, different colors, okay, and different scales and proportions. And so with that, I'm going to make a good mural. The problem is, guys, when you have different kind of materials, everything comes with a special absorption coefficient, which is there, especially when it is an acoustical material, or even if it is a reflective thing, okay, they will have their own absorption coefficient. So if I'm able to absorb more, the coefficient will be more. So if it is 0.8, matlab sound pura absorb ho jata hai. When I say my coefficient is only 0.2, that means it's a reflective ceiling, reflective area, right? So basically it does not have the capacity to absorb, so it's very low. So that is the thing. So when I say summation A, so material 1 is having, say, about 5 square meter, but coefficient is 0.2. So you will write 5 square meter into 0.2 is 1 bracket, plus now second material, okay, material ka area hai 10 square meters, okay. This I'm talking about walls, ceilings, everywhere, everywhere. So 10 square meter is material number 2. So that, and uska coefficient hai 0.3. So bracket first plus second bracket mein you will say 10 into 0.3, bracket complete, plus third material plus 4 material plus. So understood this formula? That is what I meant by summation of area, where any different kind of material with multiplied by its absorption coefficient will be added to get me a complete area. Complete area which will cover the walls and the ceiling mainly, because generally at the bottom you will have carpet, which is absorption, okay. So, and you require carpet for the simple reason is you will have kids running there, or in the very climax, some thriller is going on and there is a climax scene and somebody wants to go out and take up a call, okay, and so they go down, and so when they walk, and I'll show you in some of the, if it is not a concrete steps and if it is done like an experimental theater, when a person walks, that thump 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 noise comes. That's very irritating, and so to control that noise they generally carpet it up. So anywhere where there is a walking thing, so even now when you go to the theater and when you take a look at the side walls or at the back wall, you will see that it is completely softer material and it absorbs. Especially when there are aisles. Aisles pe jab aap chalte ho and you have the wall next to it, the niche wala patta is always absorption, because I don't want any sound of walking or thumping, or people, some people have that walking not in a very good way, and when you have that kind of lot of people walking, it creates a lot of sound, and so the niche wala patta of the wall is always absorption. Remember this when you plan, so you will have to show that. So we studied these three things, okay. Then we studied about reflection, and remember the last sentence, if you see in the slide, it is always this: balance of reflection, absorption and diffusion is desirable. Here we are studying about reflection, okay. Then we studied about diffusion. I'm not going to go into this very detail, okay. And this is how the diffusion happens. This is how the reflection happens. Okay. And finally, the absorption, where the loudness and the reverberation reduces. Okay. Excessive treatment is given when I'm looking for only lecture area. So that's the reason why our AV room is completely jute. You will not see reflective surface anywhere. Even the ceiling is jute and the side walls are also jute. I don't want reflection. Okay. My direct sound is good enough to reach you and I'm happy. But majority of the space time, it's a lecture room where a lot of people will come here. Where even encounters are more or less talking. Hardly we have a movie or something where, but even that is talking. Okay. So there we are looking at cutting down, making it a dead space and not a live space. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. So balancing again of absorption with reflection and diffusion happens. Then we saw this diagram where I said 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, where the nearer the stage, 1/3 part will be the reflective surfaces. The beach wala portion generally is diffusing, and the last one is generally absorption. And do you see that gray patta at the bottom? That is the absorptive surfaces because people walk there. So generally at 3 feet level, 2 feet level, okay, 0.6, 0.9 is considered to be the absorption on the wall from the bottom. Okay, so we studied this. Then we just took an example of this area where we are saying that how people, so we studied about the ante-room, ante-space, ANTE, okay, which talks about how people enter, but when it enters, it takes care of the, so you see the entrance to the, this is very much a lecture hall, it's not a movie theater or something. It's kind of a, or a movie theater of a very small scale. So if you enter, it will not create light for the performer who is on the stage. Okay, so the light is taken care of. Okay, the duct is there in the between, which is kind of a place where a person can sit in, or maybe just a machine, a program where a person can throw the light out. Okay, so this kind of entrance is required. Do you see the empty space at the back? Okay, that's not a good idea. Generally in an auditorium space, in a movie area, if you see, the last row generally touches the wall. Why is that so? Anybody? Why is it that I will not like this space behind the last row? What is the idea behind that?
That'll create a lot of disturbance.
Precisely. So if it is a live performance, somebody is coming and performing live, okay, a performer is there or a speaker is there, and not a movie. Movie doesn't make a difference, okay. But movie mein agar hoga, so people who are sitting there will get disturbed. But if a performer is there, he is bound to get disturbed because then what will happen is people will tend to move here, people will stand here. If there is the seatings are over, then people will start crowding around here. Then they can create issues for the people of the last row. They will lean on them, and all kind of nuisance will happen. So to avoid that, we generally, this is bad planning. So we generally never have this kind of space, and that's the reason for choosing this, to show what not to do. Okay, so this was we did, and then we talked about the different sound propagation, where you have direct sound, where you have early reflections, and where you have late reflections. My worry is about late reflections. Early reflections are good enough, okay, which happens within the first 50 milliseconds. So then what happens is my direct sound and that early reflection, they reach together and that guy is able to hear. When it's late, and that late is really late, then the echo is there, then there is a problem. And so the main idea is to understand how the sound propagates in an area. Okay, so we studied about the late reflections, which is not really much, is that you don't have to go beyond a certain time, and that you can take care by RT. So idea is just to give you a terminology about what is late, early, and direct. But the main focus here, guys, is you have to understand that I don't want late reflections in the surrounding. And for that, my RT will take care of. So if I decide my RT, I say if I want 1.5 because it's a mixed use kind of a thing. Okay, it's a congregation space, anything can happen. Okay, then you have to resolve all your materials as per 1.5. How much volume? Can you increase the volume? Can you decrease the volume? Okay, or can you increase the area or increase the coefficient of absorption? Whatever. So choosing of material, choosing of area, choosing of volume, even volume you can go on reducing up and down. So it's your call. Okay, so there are lots of variation in this. So generally what we do is, when we do this, we don't do calculate. We generally make an Excel sheet where I can easily check the change the areas and get my required RT as fast as possible, because I can start putting formula and it can easily calculate itself. So people who don't know Excel will probably helpful if you know this, because probably I don't know what is what we are going to do in IDS, but it would be a good example for you to calculate the RT for your auditorium or for your congregation space. Sorry if I'm using the word auditorium, it's by default. Then we studied about the criteria of a good acoustics, where it depends who is using it. As I say, if it is for the, whether you want it dead or whether you want it live, okay. But to get a good criteria of good acoustics, then I have to take care of all the defaults that are present in the auditorium. And so the next part of the study would be about the defaults. Okay. So these are the places where I can actually intervene as an architect or as a consultant. I would not use word architect, as a consultant. Okay. But consultant will be working with the architect, because architect is the one who is designing the space. So he is overall deciding the look of the space. And if he says that I want this color here with this kind of texture there, then the consultant's headache would be to give me that kind of material which will look like that. So it's you who will control the design, they will control the sound. So yes, so these are the various echoes, flutter echoes, you have sound focusing, sound shadows, background noise. All these are the default that you can face in an auditorium design for various reasons. Either the shape is not right, or the material is not right, or the volume is too large, or the distance from the stage is very large, whatever, okay. Or it could be some other sound, conduction from some other space, could be anything, okay. The construction is very bad. The greater the early decay time, up to 2 seconds, the greater the preference for the concert hall. About 2 seconds, the trend is reversed, okay. Why? Because it's using the word as concert hall, where you are actually singing, where I need more RT, I need from 2 to 3 seconds. That's why I say early decay karo. If it was for the lectures, it would be early decays, early reflections are good. Okay, so it will vary. So let's study about echo. So these are the four problems that we will be resolving. How do I resolve echo? How do I resolve dead spots, foci, whatever, whisperings and flutterings? Okay. So these are the four problems that I will need to look into. So echo is obviously higher reverberation rate. The sound is staying here and echoing after me. So I finish the last word and I can hear the first word. So it's a late reflections coming to me at a really late time. So that is one thing that I need to take care. Okay. How do I do that? The solutions are very easy. I'll show you by diagram. 1 second. See this? Okay. So if you see this, so guy is standing here. Sound source is a person standing there. Okay. Okay. Now see this triangle. You see two red dotted lines. Okay. They are the direct sound traveling by the speaker. He spoke and the direct sound is reaching on either side of the wall. Okay. Now my worry is how it reaches the two dots, three dots in the audience. Okay. They have taken only one dot and solved the problem. Similarly, you have to take 2 to 3 very critical dots. Dots meaning people or the position of people, because they are critical positions. If I take that and resolve, beach wale apne aap resolve ho jayenge. It's like that famous saying, na? If you can ride a bike in Ahmedabad, you can ride it anywhere, because the traffic out there is chaotic. Okay, nobody follows any rule. So it's similarly. If I give very good hearing to a very critical place in an auditorium, the rest of the people will be able to hear it. Okay, I just need to take care of the critical people. Generally, at the end point and at the extreme corner wala seats are the problematic seats, view wise as well as the acoustic wise. So I take those three dots at the back, and they have taken one calculation. What they have done is echo is avoided by selecting, first of all, proper shape. What did I say the shape was? By trial and error over a period of decades and centuries, okay, it has been now proven that fan shape works best. Doesn't mean that you can't have any other shape. So your sight is not allowing you for a fan shape. Definitely you can go for any other shape you like. The thing is, you will have to then achieve the RT there and achieve via this method. Okay, so the work increases. Okay, or kuch nahi. The use of splayed side walls instead of parallel walls greatly reduces the problem. Remember, the fan is splayed, not the parallel. Rectangle parallel ho jayega. The moment you have parallel walls, the problem of acoustics starts happening. That's the reason why our acoustics in the Niche Wala auditorium is not so fine. That's the reason why many a times if the sound is sorry, if the mic is not functioning, people at the back are not able to hear. So we have those issues because of those walls. So first of all, it's the shape. The splayed walls help. Um, so now let's see the do you see the R1 plus R2, the formula at the this thing? So do you remember that formula of distance and velocity and time? Hello guys. Hello.
Yeah.
Remember the physics wala? Can somebody specify that for me? It's the same formula here. Distance upon time is equal to velocity. Or the, okay.
Displacement upon
Sorry,
time
upon velocity
velocity.
is equal to time. Sorry. Okay, so distance upon velocity is equal to time. तो यहाँ पे जो ये है R1 plus R2, do you see 10 meters and 11.9 meters? So R1 and R2 are my direct sound. Actually, it should be D1 and D2. Okay, so it's a direct sound. R1 थोड़ा reflective हो जाता है. Anyway, so R1 and R2 are my direct sound from the speaker, and they are hitting the wall. Now what happens is, one is direct sound reaching the person, fine, but the other one, the 10 meter wala jo hai, you see a blue dotted line that reaches the red dot. Okay, now that is the reflected time, and the thing is, it is 16 point whatever, I can't see, 15.5, right? What is it? I can't see. ठीक है, जो भी है. Basically, so basically what I'm doing is, okay, 10 meters plus 15.5, okay, and minus D, that is 11.9. Direct जो है तुम्हारा, sorry, R1 and R2 are the opposite ones, and the direct sound जो उसको reach हो रहा है, that has to be minus. Okay, so one is not indirect sound, 10 meters, the other indirect sound is 15.5, and the direct sound is 11.9. So what the formula is R1 plus R2 minus direct sound. So that is 10 plus 15.5 minus 11.9 upon, what is 0.34? What is 0.34? It's the velocity of sound, right? 330, 340 meter per second, right? So that is the velocity of the sound, and I get 40 milliseconds. Okay, so that is the sound RT that is present here. So now I get this, बराबर? आपको ये idea मिल गया. Now as an RT, when you know that this is only for say lecture, I don't want it for mixed use or anything. Okay, so then you decide, and accordingly I have to reduce that thing. I have to make it till 1. If it is 40 millisecond, I have to increase because I want it till 1. Okay, 0 और 1 के बीच में होना चाहिए. So this is actually ideal. So, and if it is for music, then this is not right. Then I have to increase my RT. So I will increase between 2 and 3. So how will you increase the RT? By increasing either the volume, which you can't. So you will increase the reflective surface and decrease the absorption. Immediately तुम्हारा RT बढ़ जाएगा. So that is how I take care of my. Is this formula clear, guys? Is this funda clear of how am I calculating my echo and how am I taking care of this? Are we clear? Do you understand now why the summation of area was important here?
Meenal, can you please explain the formula again?
Okay. Okay, the formula says direct sound will take some time. Okay. So what they're basically doing is reflected sound को आप add करो. मतलब indirect sound. Basically, whatever sound that reaches me indirectly, From that, I will minus the direct sound. Okay, so what they're doing is, indirect sound is that 10 meter wala line, clear? Okay, because I'm talking about the red dot where the red and the blue line is meeting. Okay, so that is a person sitting there. Now, I am getting that 10 meter wala jo line hai, that is not meeting directly to me, neither the, and then the sound is reflecting from there. So that is also an indirect line sound. So what I'm doing, the formula is addition of indirect sound minus direct sound upon velocity is equal to time. Distance is equal to Vs,
Okay.
na? Velocity into
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, that remember the physics? वही है,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Thank you.
second will be distance upon time. Now distance में थोड़ा ये याद रखो, this is the formula. There is a big derivation for it, but here I'm not here to teach you the derivation. Okay, so I'm not even going there. So what I'll just tell you is the formula is just R1 plus R2 are the basically two indirect sound that is going to reach me. Or rather, I would say only one sound is reaching me, the blue line, but it is traveling via. So I have to calculate that distance minus the direct upon the velocity is equal to time. Now this time is what we are looking for. Sabine formula is talking about RT, reverberation time, right? And so this is where then once I get this problem कि अभी यार 40 millisecond मिल गया मुझे. Now this is my जो condition है, say it is barren concrete walls and I am getting this RT. Now it's your call whether you want to have this for multi-purpose, whether it is for say music or whatever. Now if it is for music, that means you want lively, so 40 millisecond nahi chalega. You will need it between 2 to 3 seconds. We are talking about milliseconds here. So I need to increase. How would you increase the RT? The only way to increase the RT is by increasing the, either you do direct volume, which is pointless. I'm not going to change my structure because I want my RT to be increased. So what I'll do is I'll increase my reflective surfaces. Okay, I'll increase my reflective. Yes,
R1 and R2 are reflected sounds, right?
yes, darling.
So then in the diagram, the blue dashed line says 15.5 meters and it says reflected. And in the formula, like in the 10 meters shows direct, but it's replaced instead of R1.
So that's what I said. The indirect sound in the sense via जो sound travel करता है उसका distance, not the direct. Now if you see 11.9, it is not traveling anywhere but straight to me, right? But is 10 meters reaching me directly? No. It is first hitting the wall, then that thing is reflected, and then it is coming to me. So my worry is it's taking too long a time, and I need
But
to
then this
control
is
that.
just one sound wave line, right? Like there'll be so
Yes.
many. Only one of it will reach directly.
Right. So that's the, see, that's what I said, na? I need to take care of only those three dots because they are critical.
Okay.
If these things are taken care of, do you think a problem will occur when the guy is sitting in the middle? When I'm taking care of the critical area, the normal will function normal. Na? If I take, now let's take this pandemic condition. If I take care of my new normal, will my normal be fine? Of course. There is a term now, na? There is a, we are following new normals. To have a mask is a new normal. To sanitize your hands is a new normal. Okay, so that's what I'm saying is that if I take care of my new normal, I am safe. So if I take care of the critical three dots, people sitting at the farthest point from me, okay, because I'm speaking, and if they are sitting farthest from me, if they are able to hear me, people in between are able to. So I don't need to sit and calculate each and every those 100 people sitting there. I take three critical dots and calculate with this area, and they are able to get the sound. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Also,
people,
more the reflection, more will be the reverberation, right?
so I say if I want more reverberation, I need to increase that 40 milliseconds, right? I need to increase it to say one second. Okay, this is millisecond. It is m sec. So if I need to increase it to 1 second or 2 second or 3 second, my area should reduce because it is in the denominator.
Yeah.
If that reduces, my RT increases. How do I reduce the area ka, number? By either increasing the reflective absorption surfaces. So if my reflective surface is 10 square meter and absorption was 10 square meter and absorption was 0.9, okay, but now I say I keep absorption 8, increase that area to reflective, तो उसका area भी बड़ा हो जाता है, plus now the absorption coefficient is just 0.2. So obviously my area increases. The moment my summation of area increases, your RT increases.
Summation of area of absorptive materials or reflective.
See, okay. What I can do is I can solve a problem for you and send it to your class on that EVS group. Okay? Will that be okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is just remember one thing. Volume is directly proportional to RT. If volume increases, RT increases. Formula देखो ना. Formula में क्या लिखा है? RT is equal to 0.16 V, V is volume, upon summation of area, right? Now, if I increase the volume, my RT will increase. Can I increase the volume? You have already formed the structure is steady now. You have talked to consultants, structural, everything is ready. Now you can't say I want to increase the structure. No. So volume is fixed. The only way you can do this kind of the only way you can do this kind of variation is in the area. Okay. Now area is it directly proportional or otherwise? Indirectly, right? So if my area increases, my RT decreases. So if my sorry, yes, you are right. So I have to increase the absorption so that will increase. Yes. So if my area increases, my RT decreases. And if I have to increase the RT, my this thing will have to decrease. Barabar? Are we clear now?
Area of what? Because anyway, if the structure is formed, the area is also fixed, right? So we can change the areas of different materials, right? That's all we can do
Exactly,
now.
that's what I meant. I don't mean area by area as a constant that you have. You have walls constant. I cannot change that. What
So
I can
area
change,
of absorptive materials.
that's why I'm using the word summation. I'm not using the word just area. I'm using the word summation A. The reason is that area I can divide it into various patches of different materials with different absorption coefficient. That's why my
Yeah.
summation A has a wide variety of change. The original A will remain same because I cannot change the wall surfaces. If that is
Yeah,
100,
that I understood. So like there'll be
right.
different patches of
Understood
areas of
this?
different materials.
Yeah, so now understand this. So what is it? Now it is indirectly proportional, barabar. So if I, because it is in the denominator, barabar. So if I want to increase the RT, abhi ye 40 millisecond hai, I'm saying I want it to 2 seconds. What will you do to the area? Increase or decrease? It is indirectly proportional. You are increasing RT. So this will have to decrease. So when I'm decreasing, what do you do? I reduce my coefficient of absorption wherever possible, right? Because area to fixed hai. Maybe you will change some patches of material as well. Or maybe you will say that instead of 10 square meter, forget about the material part. Instead of 10 square meter of absorption, I am using 10 square meter for reflection and vice versa, whatever, jo bhi hai. So that's why I'm saying that multiple kind of multiplications and probabilities and possibilities you will have to work out. But एक बात समझ में आ गई, the volume is directly proportional to RT and area is indirectly, area nahi, sorry, summation of area is indirectly proportional to RT. Are we clear here? This much is clear. Now all this business of changing the values for area as well as the material and the coefficient will be your job to get me the correct RT. Are we clear till now?
Yeah, this much is clear. The only last confusion is that more absorptive material will result in more RT, right? Because that has a higher coefficient.
But it is coming in the bottom ना, तो तू area बढ़ाएगी, तो RT कम होगा ना?
अच्छा, okay, I understood. ठीक है.
Got it?
Yeah.
It is indirectly proportional. So the moment I increase the area by either I increase the absorptive surfaces as well as the material, तो मेरा area increase हो जाएगा, right? Once I increase the area, my summation area increases. Obviously, RT will decrease because it is directly, indirectly proportional. वो नीचे आता है. Formula is 0.16 upon this. So the denominator increases, value decreases. Right? Clear?
Yes, clear.
Maybe अगर clear नहीं है, we can talk on this next time. Not an issue. You guys take time, absorb this. हाँ, आपका absorption coefficient बढ़ाओ, ठीक है? You absorb this, take time. Still, if you are not clear, we will take up this issue next time. Is that fine?
Yes.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Somebody has written something. A unit has to be yes. How do we decide the reflection angle? You don't decide. It hits because it circles, na? Circle में जाता है. So you take a circle from where you are standing. Okay. So angle could be anything. It could be anything because you are not having a, and that's the reason of having multiple angles for reflective surfaces and not only one angle of surface, reflective surface. That's why आपने अगर side में देखा होगा या if you see the ceiling, okay, it is not one angle only because I don't want the sound to hit just one side. बाप रे वो बेचारा बहरा हो जाएगा. Okay, because all sound will just go there. I want the sound to go everywhere. So it has to be multiple directional. So there will be multiple plates hanging above. So basically what I have to assume is when I'm speaking, when my sound travels in the atmosphere, it is not traveling in a single line. It will be traveling in a circle. So wherever it hits at a tangent, that will be my reflective, angle of incidence. And based on the perpendicular to that tangent, okay, when you make who has done this law of triangulation? Yep. So when you make this angle of reflection, you just have to take care that angle of reflection is going into all parts of the auditorium, and that's why my plates are going up and down. Are we clear? Okay, Mohit is saying coefficient of absorption for reflective material will be minimum, and hence an increase in reflective material area allow, yes, denominator to decrease. Increase, no. See, this way, guys, it is confusing. So what I'm going to do is when we meet in the class, we will do one Excel sheet, or rather I will make an Excel sheet for you and put it up on the group for you guys to see. Group in the sense not here, but Microsoft Tab team, so that everyone can access it. Okay? It depends, Mohit. If I have large area, but my coefficient is very small, but I will do the exact opposite for the absorption. I will have smaller area, but I have a large absorption coefficient. Probably है वो economize हो जाएगा. They will become null and void. They will become equal. So that is where the calculation part will come in. And that is where I'm saying कि यहाँ पे कोई, that is why this is very open-ended. Summation A. Now, how much summation, what material, what area, ये सब किस्मत का खेल है. You will have to play with it. कहाँ पे 5 डालूं, कहाँ पे 10 डालूं, कहाँ पे 15, 20, I don't know. Which material, with what kind of area, I don't know. You need to work that out. Am I clear? Neil, did I answer your question? How do we decide the reflection angle? We don't decide, okay? We give lots of angles, okay? And we assume that it is reaching everywhere. That's why I cannot afford to give give things at one angle, because if I do that, my entire reflected ray will only focus at one point. Horrible. So I have to diversify the angle so that it reaches all the places. Hence, the reflective material area should increase to increase the RT and not the absorptive, right? Yes. If I have to increase the RT, basically you have to remember one thing, Mohit. मुझे कैसे भी करके summation A को improve करना है, increase करना है. Okay, Risha is confused between the absorption area and the reflective area. Okay, reflective area is the area which reflects sound, right? Now, how much to be decided is that's exactly what the conversation is all about. Now, if I'm saying from 40 milliseconds, I have to increase it to 1, okay? There are two options here. I can increase the area, okay? From 10 square meters, I can say I'm going to straight raise to 50 square meters. Chalo, okay? That is one way of doing it, but I'm not changing the material. ठीक है. I'm material same रहेगा. I'm not changing the material. Neither I'm changing the reflective absorption coefficient. So my area, I'll just increase it. Okay, that is one way of doing it. But you say no, I don't want to increase the area because ये जो material I'm using for reflection ना ये बहुत महंगा है. It is very costly, and so I also want to be cost effective. And so you will think and you will say, okay, I want to keep the area minimum, but somehow increase the RT. That means I have to increase my summation. How can I do that? If I have to increase it, then probably either I increase my absorption coefficient or I increase the area of reflection. Whatever, guys. I don't know how to. So that's what I'm saying. I will make an Excel sheet for you guys with multiple choices, okay, and post it to you. After that, if you have any confusion, Risha, Mohit, okay, we will talk about it. Am I clear? Because otherwise my 2 hours will just go on talking about it. Unless you see the calculation, you will not get an idea. Am I clear? Shall I go ahead? Risha?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll post that thing. After that, if you have any issues, we will talk about it. Okay? Okay. Chalo. So the next slide then talks about exactly what Neil, your question was, okay? Or your query was about. Okay, if suppose I put my reflective and the surfaces at just one angle, then all my incident rays are going to hit at that same angle and reflective rays would be going in the same direction at the same place, which I want to avoid. That is exactly this sound for psi. Sometimes shape of the fall makes sound waves to concentrate in some particular areas. That means that the red patch that you are seeing there, the circle you are seeing there is a place where you see a lot of blue lines are coming there, red lines are reaching there simultaneously at one point. So this red point you see one blue, second blue, and one direct red coming there. While all other places, they are getting only one ray or maybe two rays are happening. But when more than 2 to 3 rays are reaching me, that means more amount of sound intensity is reaching my ears. I get too high. मुझे pitches, high pitches सुनाई देती है. I am not able to hear the sound the way it should be. Okay, and that's the problem. And it's not comfortable. And so to avoid that, first of all, again, geometric design, shape. But then again, I want to absorb that extra sound that is coming. Na? I don't want that sound to stay there. So the only way I can stop this extra sound coming to the area is by increasing the absorptive materials on the critical areas. So the critical areas are always at the back. We know that. आगे वाले को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. That's why even in a theater, the tickets at the first 10 rows are pretty high. Okay, but at the back, it's economy. But because it has these kind of issues. Okay. And then provide curved surfaces. Okay, so you don't give straight surfaces so that the because the angles are curved. Okay, the tangents or the surfaces are curved. It will help in profusion of sound. Okay, that's the reason why at the back. So even if it is a fan shape, आपका पीछे वाला जो area है, it is generally curved. That's considered to be the good shape and takes care of all this acoustical defaults in an auditorium. Dead spots are opposite of live spots. okay, जहाँ पे sound पहुँचता ही नहीं है. I have a problem of not hearing anything, okay, because I don't get any sound, not direct, not indirect. That is a problem. That's major problem, okay. So this defect is the outcome of formation of sound foci. यानी कि the sound distribution is not happening. All the sounds are taken to one point, and so the other points are missed out. Because of the high concentration of reflected sound at the sound foci, there is deficiency of related sound at some other points. Remember, guys, always there is this formula of Newton which works. If you are creating something, a problem you are creating, I'm talking about you as by we as an architect. If we are creating a problem of extra sound at some place, there is bound to be extra dead spaces created by default, because what we are doing is we have not distributed the panels or the angles of the reflective surfaces to the required necessity. Instead, we have made a mistake of focusing only in one area, or we have not calculated it, or we have not taken care of this. So then this kind of things will happen, okay? The remedies are, okay, the remedy, one second, guys. Sorry, this defect can be removed by suitably placing diffusers and reflectors. So dead spots are generally created when my sound is not diffused. Chalo, mujhe reflection sound nahi mil raha hai. Chalo, agreed. Why I'm not even getting diffuse sound? Now that is a problem. Okay. So that's the reason of adding more diffusers in such an area. Okay. So when an auditorium is done, after the calculations and the consultant and everything is done, what we do is there is a practice thing there. So there is one movie shown there, or a performance done there, or some kind of testing is done there, and every point is then taken care of. And if by chance you do have these kind of problems, as I just mentioned, like sound foci or dead spots, okay, in such a time you need to go back to the drawing boards, do the calculations again. This is the job of a consultant, okay. Fortunately, as an architect, we don't do this unless you have done masters in this. Or they go back to the drawing boards, they do the changes, they suggest that probably you need to change some area of absorption or some area of reflection. Those things are done, okay, and that's the reason we'll be doing that in the material section of it. The materials for acoustics now are very easy to apply. So you get like tiles. I can increase the size of the tile, I can decrease the size of the tile, okay, without much hassle. The reason is I might need to change for certain things. And that's the idea about the flexibility of the materials to be changed in an auditorium. So we'll do that in the material part, okay? So you can either increase the diffusers and reflectors and take care of the internal spaces. Do not give, for the sake of taking more seats, do not give in areas where you know you have problems. So seating mat do wahan pe. The next slide is structure borne noises. So basically you get transmission. So these are the, मैंने बोला था ना, background noise that you get. So sometimes there is a lecture happening in the computer room of our college, okay, or chalo even in the AV room, where supposedly everything is supposed to be subdued. But still in the third year studio or in the first year studio, if somebody is moving the benches, we get disturbed, right? Because so we say that, Arey, you have concrete slab in between, you have beams there, plus you have jute panels there, and yet, yes, structure borne noises are there for stay, okay? And the only way you can have this cut out is by having thicker section of sections of concrete, which is not possible, okay, because they're too costly, too heavy, structure becomes too much, okay. Then you have to consider wind loads and earthquakes and blah 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 and all that. So obviously, guys, this will be there as a part and parcel of your default. So as an architect and as a information to the consultant, you will have to give them the area around auditorium as well. So if I have to design, if I am calling an architect or a consultant for our AV room, I will be giving him this information. We have a lot of these student activity happening on the top. especially during the annuals when the benches are moved and people are doing dancing thing there and people are running there. Exhibitions hote hain and all kind of things are happening. So there is a lot of movement of things happening. So please take care of that. And so accordingly, he will design my ceiling for the AV room. You're getting this. So context becomes very important when you are, so structure born is here, is permanent. You have to take care of it. Okay. Not only awaz, you get vibrations as well. Now that is little dangerous because that means the structure is not very sound. Sometimes we feel when you are sitting, especially in the comp lab, I don't know why, especially in the comp lab when you are sitting, when few people are running, there is a call. Suddenly somebody says lecture shuru ho gaya, and the whole gang of people moves out, and we faculties are like wondering what is happening. The whole herd of the student moves out, and you can feel the floor moving. Pretty scary. So you have to take care of vibration and structure. Remedies are wherever you have these. Now I can't give remedies for comp lab because people are moving, so I can't do anything about it. But suppose there is a machine room, suppose you have a generator room, or you have AC planter room where you have this huge, humongous machines, right? And they are like working 365 days, 24/7. Suppose you have that kind of function in your building. Apne building mein aisa nahi hoga. It will work from morning 8 to 5 probably. But suppose you have such kind of machine there and it creates vibration, then you need to have that kind of structure. You need to tell your structure guy that this is the kind of a room and this is the kind of defects it's going to have, and I want uske niche hi mera auditorium hai, to take care. And the structure guy will take his thing and acoustic guy will take care of his thing. So your job, guy, that's the reason why you should be knowing everything. Why do we teach you structures? It is for this reason. Why do we teach you acoustic? It is for this reason. Okay. If you don't inform the consultants will give you the design and it will fail. So then it will become you are not communicating to your consultants. That's the reason for you to have all this general knowledge. The final refined knowledge can be done in masters, or you can take master degrees multiple times and you can say I'm masters in acoustic, I'm masters in structure, I'm masters in this, masters in that, and start working at the age of 50. That's okay. But this is the reason why you should know. Cavity walls, compound walls, sorry. The common source of this type of noise are footsteps, moving of furniture, operating machinery, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Vibrations through machines. An appliance can be overcome by placing vibration isolators between the machine and the support system. So you have a kind of a flexible system which takes the vibration load. Okay, it does not allow the vibration to pass it on to the structure. So वो उतना flexibility रहता है. So you have these heavy kind of loaded springs there, which takes the vibration. Cavity walls are fantastic for taking care of vibrations and sound because it insulates. So it insulates your heat as well as sound. It's an amazing cavity wall, and also your structure. It's a lightweight. It gives you insulation from heat and it gives you insulation from sound. Nothing works like cavity walls. It's the best. Next, we talk about internal noises. Say you have internal noises, like 80 of you whispering. It's a task for us to sit and talk between us, or between us and the student whom we are discussing with. And that's the reason why we keep telling you, please guys, don't speak in the class, okay? 80 of you can create a chaos. The only way you can do is by increasing absorption material in your area. So generally in our studio space, we don't have any absorption except the wall where you have that green color ka thing and now the black eye thing, where it's a jute, I assume. I don't remember now. Shit, 5 months I've not been to college. Okay, so I don't remember that thing. I think it's a softboard, the third year studio wall. And so when you put anything on it, it's easy to pin up and all that. So that is the only absorption we have. And if I have this kind of major sound issues, then I need to have more softer areas in my studio spaces, which is difficult to maintain, and so it's difficult to install. So this problem is going to be there unless you guys get disciplined. Airborne noises is I'm talking and bahar mera window khula hai and I get a huge truck sound, okay, which will disturb you guys. which is generally, now you all must have realized that we say, please mute your phone because we can't hear you. There is some background noise happening. Probably aap window pe baithe ho. I don't know. So airborne sounds are the one which is coming from the surround inside your, okay. Same kind of treatment you will have to do, but you will have to go a little beyond, because airborne can come from the roads, can come from the next building, can come from your own compound. The easiest way is to give a good buffer of vegetation around. If you have a nice trees, if you have nice layer of vegetation around, they are the best sound absorbers. Okay. So this is how my sound travels. So Neil, now this is clear to you. Okay. This is how the sound travels. It travels in a circle. Wherever it hits, this thing is taken care of. Okay. This is again the reason. Now, do you see why the racking is again important? Okay, I showed you this slide previously as well. It's especially important. Imagine my direct sound reaching the person sitting at the back. And immediately to decrease the area, decrease the distance, all I do is do the racking. Okay. Also, then my sound becomes shorter. Okay, and the angle becomes easy for it to travel. The next. Materials. Quickly, materials won't take time because I just have to tell you about this. Details you will have to figure out for yourself, because it depends on how you are installing, how you are designing. That I cannot tell you. I can only tell you about the materials. So how you are fixing, in what shape, in what area. If it is a large area, probably you'll have to give a bigger support system. If it's a small area, it's fine. So you will have to figure out the details for this. But what I'm going to tell you is there are these 4 types of materials that we take care of, and sorry, 2 absorptions and reflectors, sound diffusers and noise barriers. Okay, barriers are absolutely shutting out the noise. That means you have cavity walls and all that. So I'm going to skip all this. Basically, all this is talking about the same thing. Ki awaaz hai. When it goes beyond certain decibel, it becomes noise. Noise is not good. Sound is fine. Noise is a pollution. Okay? So I want to decrease this noise as far as possible in my performance area. It is good for performance as well as for the audience. Okay, and kind of create a sense of intimacy, a sense of community sitting within a room. Sound barriers are an effective means to reduce the noise impact from sound sources affecting sound sensitive receivers. Okay, you are the receivers. Okay, people, the audience are the receivers. Common sound sources include road and highways, the screeching, the braking of the vehicle which is just passing by, retail and the big box developments. If you have, unfortunately, if you stay near a mall, can you imagine the parking, the honking, that thing goes on there. Okay, mechanical and HVAC, you have a site development happening right next to your construction site is happening. Have you heard that sound of piling? Oh God, it's terrible. So imagine you have that going on for 2 years. Not piling will happen for 6 months, but then you have other construction sounds that is happening. So all kind of things happening around construction sites is the next thing. So all these sounds are they are noise, they are not sound. Okay, when noise becomes an issue, you need to go for these kind of solutions. So what materials will you be choosing for this kind of sound barriers? The key noise mitigation factor of a sound wall is the mass of the wall structure. What did we say? Thermal mass. Remember second year, first year when we did your EVS? Thermal mass is the best solution. Thicker the wall, best solution for noise to stay out or stay in, wherever you want the noise to be. Okay. Basically traps. So that's the best thing. Unfortunately, we can't go for that. Not in today's day and time when every inch counts. Okay. So then I have to go for thinner walls. Probably then the next option would be go for cavity walls. So I will have a lesser thickness of the wall, but I'll have a nice cavity in between, which will be a vacuum kind of a thing. Or maybe you can infiltrate it with a sound absorption material. Generally, if you go and see, sound absorption material are also fantastic heat absorbers or heat insulators. So it will keep the heat out also and keep interiors cool. So that is another option. So these are structural things that you can take care of it when you are designing auditorium or a congregation space. So that is architect will have to intervene, not a consultant, because Consultant will come into picture when the hall is ready, probably. Okay, if you are wise and if you are knowing that this is the kind of big space you are gathering, तो आप पहले ही उनको inform करोगे, and then he will probably tell you, okay, you keep a shape of this, you keep that, and you can accordingly go ahead. But suppose by some miss out or something, you have not consulted him prior. As an architect, you need to give these details. Okay. So basically, these are the constructional details that you need to give. Also, when I talk about mass of the wall, it takes care of wind loads, okay, and other things that you will have to stop. You will have to think about it, okay. Only the noise that travels over or around the wall to contend with will be your problem. Then, so if I take care of this, suppose you have window in that wall, or suppose because it's a multi-purpose hall, suppose we are taking your IDS example. You have only a congregation space. आज वहाँ पे भोजनालय है, कल वहाँ पे कुछ और होगा. So you might have windows, you might not have windows, depending on what your function is. So in such a case, then the only sound that can come in is through the windows or around the walls, okay, through the roof or through the sound or through the doors or whatever, if your structure is good. In general, the rule of thumb for sound barriers are easy to remember. Up to 10 dB of sound reduction is fairly straightforward to obtain. By just giving a good plaster, you can do this. A range of 15 to 17 dB, arranging for 15 to 17 dB is practical. More than 20 dB of reduction is difficult to obtain, and that's where you need to come in as a absorption material, and all those acoustical treatment that we just discussed will have to be taken care of. Okay. Reflective materials. A key factor that is often overlooked on 1 second, guys. Daddy, oh daddy, तुम बाहर जाओ ना तो जोहान ने क्या मन पानी आप. A key factor that is often overlooked on sound barrier selection is the effect of the surface design on overall performance. Why am I emphasizing surface design? Because that's where you will play with the surfaces, okay? Because I don't want the same direction of the reflective sound. I want to diffuse it. And for that reason, I'm talking about the surface design. Most common building materials such as wood, metal, masonry have hard surfaces and are best reflective sound materials. Okay, they are considered as reflective barriers or materials. Okay, barriers are generally used outdoors. Okay, so there is a difference when I use a word barrier and I use a reflective material. Barrier is generally, my tree is the best barrier. Okay, I can say that. Or if I keep a hoarding there, it's again a barrier for the sound to get reflected. Bahar ka bahari. So those kind of things are the one which is outside your sight. When I'm talking about reflective material is inside. So if I don't cover a wall, if you have a brick wall and I don't cover it, it becomes a reflective sound surface. Okay, if it's a stone or if it's a concrete, all works well. But all of them will have different absorption material, okay, coefficient. Maybe concrete will have the highest, it will have just 0.1. Brick maybe because it plaster गिर गया है और बीच में porous है, हाँ, तो maybe वहां से थोड़ा sound जाएगा, तो it will be 0.25 or whatever. So it's up to that. So thus, when the sound strikes the surface of a reflective barrier surface, some energy is transmitted through the wall, but the bulk is reflected back in the general direction, as we saw in the diagram. Okay, the arrow is thicker. Thank you. Thanks. Okay. So depending upon the roughness and the shape of the surface or the area of the surface, okay, the sound may be fractured in different direction. Not by diffusion, guys, but by the splay of the angle that you are providing, because reflection is very sharp. Whatever is angle of incidence, the angle of reflective will be the same. It's not the diffuse. Don't get confused between diffusion and reflective surfaces. Okay, for me to send different reflective surfaces in different direction, I have to splay my surface, okay, in various angles. Okay, these are the barriers that I was talking about. Okay, so the reflective parallel barriers cause sound to reverberate between them, a process which is eliminated with the use of the absorptive barrier. So you see what happens. This is exactly what is the problem when we talk about flutter. Okay, whispering. When we talked about echo and sound foci, this is exactly the problem. Sound just keeps on reflecting. If it is parallel walls, okay, like a rectangle hall you have, and you don't have any absorption, and if it's just reflective like what we have in our thing, sound keeps on reflecting samne. Dekha apne? The diagram shows that very clearly. If caused inside a closed space, the fault is called as a flutter. Okay, and the same concept is used to eliminate the flutter. That means jahan pe wo first reflection is a good reflection, okay, because it gives me my direct sound, and my reflection is going and reaching at the early reflection jo hum bolte hain, that's fine. Problem is when it comes late. So imagine it is reflecting from the back side of the wall. Ek to direct sound ko utna travel karna padega, so that time is taken, plus now it is reflecting, so another time is added to that time, so there will be an echo. So obviously I will have to shut that off by putting more absorption material in the this thing. So this is again, see how they are using the barrier. Okay, so so you have a building, that black one is your building, okay, and then there is this huge truck is going by and you don't like it. Now what happens is the truck is, whatever the sound is creating is gets reflected on that big kind of a wall that is there. Now they have made a reflective barrier there, not an absorptive barrier there. Okay. Ideally, I would keep an absorptive barrier there because I'm a very conscious architect. I don't want my reflections to enter the samne wala building and create havoc there. So instead of putting a reflective barrier near the black side of the building, black wala building, I will create a tree there. So what happens is whatever the screeching sound from the truck is taken by the tree. So neither this building is affected, neither that building is affected. बट यहाँ पे उन्होंने आपको दिखाने के लिए they have given this kind of a reflective barrier, which is, you see, the sound is getting reflected here and there, so that is a problem. So you know what you have to do. Plants are there. So if suppose you now you say, अरे बाबा, plants is a problem, maintenance होगा, उसका roots is a problem, blah blah blah. तो इसी के ऊपर आप planter लगा दो. You put a kind of a creeper on this, so that will also start absorbing some kind of thing. So there are multiple ways you can do it. Okay? So these are the barriers that I was talking about. Plants are soft and fibrous, they absorb the sound. Similarly, in the indoor, you use softer materials to absorb the sound. Any kind of parda hai, aapka sofa cover hai, upholsteries hai, any kind of softer carpets hai. Humans, okay, we wear clothes, okay. Our bodies are also soft, okay. We have ears, the sound goes in, doesn't come out, okay. It gets absorbed within us. So yes, humans are also, so if you see, when we do the calculation, you do the calculation 2 times. One is when the full capacity of the auditorium is full, okay, 100% people are sitting there. And you do when there are only 25% people sitting there. Then you see, arey, idhar echo zyada ho raha hai, because people are not there. So yes, we are also absorbing people, okay, we absorb sound. So we use these kind of absorption material in the surface to reduce the sound, okay. The acoustical absorptive material can be selected to provide a significant amount of sound absorption. Now whether to choose 0.8 absorption coefficient, but then you say no, but I don't like the feel of it. It's not having that color variation. It is not having the texture that I have in mind. So probably I'll go for 0.7 because it's just good, but I'll increase the area because absorption coefficient is rate. Now am I clear what I'm saying, guys? Hello? Yes? Do humans also have an absorption coefficient? No, because it's difficult, right? Because I might be a fat lady, I can be a thin lady, I can have a shiny kind of a clothes wearing, or I'm wearing a woolen clothes. There are so many variation as a human. I do not have a absorption coefficient, sorry. Okay, so as such, that's why summation A do not have humans. It do not have a human components, and that's the reason of doing things 2 times. Okay. Am I clear? Am I clear, guys? Okay. The acoustical, yeah. So the material absorption, you will have to then take care of. Okay. So some might have 0.6, some might have 0.9, some might have 0.7. None of the material will have 1, because 1 is only for the open window. Sound gaya, to gaya. Nothing comes back. Okay. It hits and it hits infinity. Nothing comes back. So 1 is the open window factor, where you have an open window and sound travels and travels further and nothing comes back. But for any other sound, any other material you use, it will have 0.95, but it will still have 0.95. Okay, it will not be 1. So you can go for extremely high absorptive coefficient, maybe very costly. You don't like the looks, you don't like the design texture. You can go for larger area with lesser amount of having a lesser absorption coefficient. Are we clear now? So this kind of jumble you will have to do. Now, if I have extremely high, I can go for lesser area and a higher absorption coefficient wala material to balance the summation A. The amount of lower frequency sound absorption increases with increased thicknesses. Use of unphased materials are probably best so as to not to reduce the higher frequency absorption. Don't go into these kind of stuff, okay? Just follow the Artica principle. It's otherwise going to get very complicated and confused. Okay? Smooth walls fail to give a room a full, a feel of full sound, and rough walls give a room a feel of full and lively sound. Remember dead and lively, okay? This is it. Diffusion, we are talking about diffusion here. So materials, quickly, I'm just going to go through them and I'll show you the picture of it probably if I have it. So you have the first material, acoustical tile, are available in the market in various sizes, various types, thicknesses, colors, textures, सब कुछ available है. You just need to design your auditorium and go for this. Now it comes in a regular form. It comes as that huge kind of a cloth kind of a thing where you can manage the shape. Suppose you have made a collage, which is of very irregular shapes and all that. That is also possible to do with this, okay? But overall, the generally available is acoustical tile, which you get it in different shapes and sizes. All acoustic tile works by making the surfaces softer, which deadens the echo and reverberation that a hard surface would otherwise produce. Okay, so basically, your tile does the job of absorption and helps in reducing the echo. Acoustical tile is common in large public areas for a variety of different reasons, such as make nuance of the auditory experience more pleasant. As I said, when I'm talking, say you are sitting in a restaurant and the restaurant do not have any kind of absorption. My God, it's a cacophony there, okay? You can't even hear your kid speaking to you. Yeah, it becomes that kind of a thing. Even if I have sofas there. But say you are in a restaurant where sofas are not, they are like hard benches. Cane benches used. They've used cane because they wanted to go for something very rustic, okay? And there's no upholstery, maybe just one cushion to put your butt on, but nothing else is there. It's a problem, guys. So you need to, where you have these kind of major public spaces where you don't know number of people coming at any given point of time, kabhi zyada, kabhi kam, you don't know. So in such an area, you have to go by your gut feeling and create balance kind of thing, okay? So if you have 100 square meters, okay, surface I'm talking about overall, okay, you will go 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. It's the standard thumb rule an architect follows, okay? Because वो tried and tested method है that up till now it has never failed. Little bit 5-10% I might have to go here there, increase absorption, increase reflection, वो बाद में, that will come out. But on a larger mota moti, I can say 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, it's fine. So it gives me that nuance of auditory experience. Eliminate the exterior noise such as traffic, allowing those within the space to focus on what they have come to hear. That is the main idea about using any acoustical material, guys. So this is how it looks. Many shapes, many forms, many thicknesses, okay? So how they are done, by any chance, nahi, tum log shayad ye 4th year mein karenge, I don't know. Have you done false ceiling as your construction exercise? Hello.
We have done like installation, like how the braces are put and all.
Yes, so you know
That's-
that there will be those C channels there, and it will be having a groove there, and so you can fit those tiles there, okay? Or you can actually create your own details for hanging the ceiling mesh essay. And on the side walls, you can have those wooden battens, okay, through which you can put those tiles in between. But it's up to you. What if I don't want to see the battens? I want one nice, big, huge surface that looks like one undisturbed kind of a thing. So you will have to then work out the details for that, okay? So you need to do the research for that. I am not going. So this is exactly what I was talking about. So where you have these hangers, you will have those J hooks from the top, from which it will be hanging, okay? You will have the okay. ऐसा रस्सी नहीं लगाते हैं. You generally have another kind of a steel member which is being welded. It is basically a J. So in the J you fit these channels into which you will fit the tiles. ठीक है? Again, you see, this is what I was talking about, diffusion. This is what I was talking about, reflection. Now, if this is a reflective material, okay, if this is a reflective material, can you imagine now the reflection is going everywhere and not in one particular direction? Wherever it hits, it goes. So then how I am putting my panel at an angle? So again, with this kind of diffusive material, diffusive reflective material, okay, because I'm having this, I would say not a smooth surface, but very kind of this undulating surface, but very, very hard surface, okay? Then it becomes fantastic reflective material. Now, the same thing is normal, not very hard, not very soft, okay, becomes diffusive. And when it becomes absorptive, when I put this as a completely covered with a kind of soft material, okay, इसको हमने nice green velvet कपड़ा लगाया or a red कपड़ा लगाया, whatever your color theme is, okay, and I can have it. So again, you can have variety of different kinds of absorption materials. So this is acoustic wall panel. Okay, you get it in a sizes, thicknesses, they go 25 mm, standard sizes 1200 by 15 or 2000 or whatever, okay? The biggest sizes, just see the sizes. I mean, it's available in all different kinds of things, okay? 6 meters by 1.6 meters. You can like have a huge wall, just have of one panel, okay? Where you can go for these kind of muralistic thing. That was exactly what I was talking about. So yes, you get this, and there are others, guys, okay? So that was a wall panel. We did the tile, then we did the panel. Now we did the foam. Now this is highly, it's softer and thicker. Okay, foam is like, you can imagine a foam, okay? It's a celled foam used for acoustical treatment. It attenuates airborne sound waves by increasing air resistance. It doesn't allow the sound to pass only. It's like that, okay? Thus reducing the amplitude of the waves. Acoustic foam can be made in several different colors, sizes, and thicknesses. It comes in variety of sizes, attached to walls, ceilings, doors, and any other feature in the room to control noise levels, okay? Say you have a window and you wish to give it a treatment, okay, to the frames, aap laga sakte ho, okay? So it can happen. And it controls fantastic amount of noise levels within, outside, vibrations, sab kuch. Many acoustic foam products are treated with dyes and fire retardants. So you are going to study fire protection in the next semester. We are debating whether to take it in this semester or next semester, that will decide, but fire becomes very important. So imagine you have 200, 300 people gathered at one place, and by some mistake of somebody, a fire happens there. Can you imagine the chaos? Can you imagine the panic? So whenever you have congregation space, especially when now you're going to design a congregation space for your IDS, this is the first important thing. Safety measures. Fire becomes the utmost important thing, even if your building is standing on the ground and it does not have height. Like in most of the this kind of cinemas that we have, Okay, we have it at 4th floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. Okay, where you have to jump down, come down, take a lift down, whatever. No, even if you're standing on ground with nice open area around you, you still need to give me fire safety. The objective of acoustic foam is to improve the sound quality by removing residual sound, same as previous. I have to reduce echo, flutter, whisper, everything. Okay, so that's the job of my acoustic foam. The plus point of this is it's extremely lightweight and thick. So it's a foam, so it's thicker and it's lighter. So it's a good way to give me a best kind of effect. So this is how it looks. Now see the thickness. You see the thickness of it compared to the tile. Obviously, this is far more powerful than that, right? So we studied tile, we studied wall panels, and then we studied foam. Now foam also, guys, I can create a montage out of it. I can create a collage out of it. Okay? It's up to you and your creativity how you do this. कितने एरिया में आपको कौन सा मटेरियल यूज करना है is all up to you and your RT calculation. So basically, it's a custom-made large foam wedges are used in wide variety. Now this is just one type. A flat wala bhi aata hai. You get a flat kind of foam also. With various different kind of foams also, you get like an egg crate kind of a form. You get form of foam. I don't know. I hope you get it. Okay. So you get a different forms of foam and used in wide variety of acoustic application where maximum absorption is required or low frequency control is desired. So anechoic chambers are used. So this kind of foam is known as this, are used for loudspeaker and microphone testing, engine noise analysis. Can you imagine where engines are tested, that motorbikes when they start or any kind of machine, my God, they create such a noise. So where you have this kind of testing machine and you by chance you happen to stay nearby, there will be large complaints placed. So when you have to have this kind of sound that is created, you go for this kind of absorption material where it completely absorbs the sound, 0.95. Custom wedges are manufactured from a 2 pound per cubic foot open cell. Don't go into all this, okay? Basically, just understand these are the materials that is available, okay? Polyurethane foam and are coated on per job basis, okay? Again, see, as I told you, this is highly customized. You can get different shapes, different sizes, different thicknesses, different textures, okay, and shapes as well, okay? So you can go for it. So customized hai, per job basis hai. The costing will vary as per the shape and size and thicknesses and color, of course. To give you an idea how the foam looks, this is how it's pretty thick material. So you get it in this kind of packing. You can do, see, this kind of material innovation you can do on the walls. Various kind of designs can be then thought by you to then design for your auditoriums or your area, however it can be, okay? It can be plain, it can be whatever, different ways. And this is the final section. This is probably, okay, 4 more slides to go, but I'm just generally giving you this idea, but this is how a stage is done where performance is a high priority, where dancing, drama kind of performance happens. So imagine a person is dancing on a concrete floor and a person is dancing on a wooden floor. Person dancing on a concrete floor is bound to injure his knees and calf muscles, okay? So generally all dancing studios will not have concrete floors. I mean, they will have concrete floors because that's the base of a building, but over it, they will have this kind of treatment. And what are the treatment? So your first layer is obviously your wooden panels, okay? So you will have 3/4 inch of wooden flooring. Uske niche, you would have something, we call it as a quiet floor, okay? Or you call it as a, furring strips. They are nothing but the strips of wooden pieces are kept into which you insert this layer of, these layers of foam or anything that is elastic, anything which absorbs, okay, absorbs not only the sound but also the vibration, that when a person is stamping his foot on the floor, that vibration is taken care of. So he does not get the thrust of the floor back to his body. And so he is protected or she is protected. So that it takes care of that thrust that happens when a person dances on a floor. So that kind of thing happens, okay? Further down, you will see a spring also there, okay? Where again, that insulation is on a higher level. So all these kind of layers will go to make a dancing floor. You can definitely find out more details about this through your construction, books. And when you design, we will be there to help you out, okay? I'm just going to take you through this. So you have a furring strips of wooden pieces there. Do you see that pieces of wood there? Okay. Then you have light concrete slab, that is your normal thing, okay? Then you have insulation board above your on which you will have your light concrete slab, okay? 3 to 4 inches of this is in inches, you will have to convert this into okay? This is plywood joist or beam. So this is imagined, so this whole section is imagined to be for construction which is using wooden construction. Good for you guys, because IDS map, probably you are designing it in Almora, where wooden is the construction technique used there. So wood and stone is a popular material used there. So this is a kind of construction detail where you have wooden joists, beams and purlins being used. That's the reason why they are using only little bit of, just see the size of the concrete slab, and that too very lightweight. It's just to give more strength to that thing, because so many people dancing, so the point load increases. So just to give even out that, they've used that. And then finally you have the insulation, okay? They have gypsum also, acoustic wood also. So if by chance, if anybody is staying below this, the gypsum, the spring, your insulation, your insulation board which was inserted, all of this works like absorption material for sound. And by the time sound reaches the concrete or the joist below, वो almost nil हो जाता है. ठीक है? Okay, so this I've covered. I'll just quickly go through once again. Airborne sound we already covered. So I will. Okay, impact sound are basically the sound that you get from your structures, from around the structures. Okay, typical noises are vibration. ये सब हो गया है. Sorry, I think it's a repeat. Only thing is air handling units. Again, it's a machinery, so we have finished this. Air handling units we will do in 4th year, okay? But basically, this is talking about what, and this is the final diagram. This is the last slide, okay? Where this is, they are trying to show you how the structure में से आपको sound transmit होता है, ठीक है? So if this is a wooden construction, then through the joint it passes, because the joints are the place where a little gap does remain, okay? Or maybe over a period of wear and tear, the joints have come loose, and so the sound can travel from there. So basically, that's how it is. So are we clear? So this is how the sound travels. And with this, we finish acoustic completely. Any questions regarding the calculations? Okay. I will send it. If I am not sending it, when we meet, we will definitely discuss that in detail, okay? Because it will be nicer if I can talk to you face to face. Even in the 4th year, all the calculation parts we have not taken. We said we will do it when we meet face to face. It's easier. Imagine teaching toss like this. So guys, any questions? I'm stopping the recording now, but you can continue asking me the questions.